And now, here to accept the award for Geena Davis, who is very sorry that she couldn't be here tonight. An actress you know from her role as Jane on the fabulous cooking show Cookus Interruptus. She's a longtime member of the Edge Improv, and she told me over breakfast that she would never leave me alone with the money either. Please welcome Bhama Roget. Bhama?
Oh, Geena, you won. So nice. I don't really know that much about film, you guys, so just bear with me a little bit. But I did write this for Geena a minute ago, so don't worry, Geena, I got it covered. First of all, I feel the need to share with you that in order to watch this movie, I had to actually rent it at a video store, which was sort of an eye-opener because I realized what a streaming video whore I've become, which was kind of sad to me because I also realized I missed the video store. I missed the whole video store experience. I like the staff favorites. I like the movie playing in the store. I like that aromatic smell of stale carpet and snacks. And that time that you would, the giddy anticipation of the time that you were about to spend locked in your apartment on a feeding tube, just gorging yourself on movie magic while the outside world just slowly faded into oblivion. I love the video store. I want the video store to go away. So I would like to thank you all on behalf of Geena. She couldn't be here tonight. I'm not really sure why she couldn't make it. But I also feel like I need to apologize to her for not being more familiar with her work. I did love her in Beetlejuice, I think. It was a long time ago. And I'm pretty sure I saw Thelma and Louise when it was in the theater, which would have been right after I graduated from high school. Probably saw it with a girlfriend. But obviously I had to rewatch it in order to do Geena justice tonight. Now, movies like this, where Hollywood stars are playing poor Southern people, are kind of a slippery slope for me because being a Clampett myself, I kind of feel like if you're gonna play a Jethro, you kind of need to be a Jethro, like Billy Bob Thornton or Holly Hunter. But and Geena is from Massachusetts, and she's a member of Mensa. But I'm not going to hold that against her. I'm just going to, I'm not going to judge her too harshly on the accent. I'm going to try not to make this about me, basically. Where is the camera? But it's kind of hard to me not to over-scrutinize those things. And so for the first third of the movie, I'm just sort of picking apart Geena's performance and thinking, oh, get us right, Geena, get us right. And now, I am a person who is won over by details in an acting performance. And I stop paying attention to the accent, and I start noticing, wow, she's really working her overbite. And it sort of gives Thelma this sort of childlike quality, and she's almost like a golden retriever. Her wants are so simple, and it's almost like she just heard Louise say walk when she said we're going on vacation, and all she wants to do is just to go have some fun, but she kind of wants it, kind of like a dog wants to go out. She just wants it, and then there's a shot or whatever. But it's a good thing for that reason that she has Louise to keep an eye on her. And the moment in the movie when I actually stopped being a bitch was after Thelma is attacked outside the bar and Louise shoots him, and then they're in the getaway and they pull up outside of a coffee shop or something, and the moment I fell in love with Louise is where she's saying, okay, now I'm just gonna have a cup of coffee and we're gonna decide what to do. But while she's saying that, she has a piece of fabric and she goes, we're gonna decide what to do, and she licks it and starts rubbing Thelma's face. And at that moment, I was drawn in to the real star of this movie, which is the relationship between these two women. And the moment that I fell in love with Thelma was when she's in the booth and she's just told her husband to fuck off and she's crying, and then she trips over Brad Pitt, convenient. Then she goes and she gets in the car, and Louise is in the store and she's sitting there by herself, and you can see her thinking, you can see her thought process go, I think I'm done crying. I think I'm done crying. Okay, I'm done crying. And then she pulls out an eyeliner, looks in the rearview mirror, and lines her rims. As if to say, I will survive. That moment, oh, Geena, girl. You did me right. You did right by me. And also, in this, I'm sorry I said all that. That's okay. You know what? I feel the need to point out, this is kind of tangenty, forgive me, but there are a lot of moments in this film that deserve awards for like an Easter egg. There should be an Easter egg award. Because I kept noticing that throughout this movie as well. There's a scene where Susan Sarandon's in the bar right before all the chaos starts, and there's this woman behind her, and she's just sort of putting on great lash. And then Louise leaves, and she knocks her, and she goes, bitch. She deserves an award. And then there's a guy, one of the rural gas stations in the middle of nowhere that they pull up into. There's a giant, muscly guy in shorts for no good reason, just working out. They just pass him, and he's lubed, and he's just working out. He has no lines. He deserves an award. And then the scene where Harvey Keitel is talking to the FBI or the police chief or whatever, given the report on Thelma. In the background, there's a guy at a pinball machine, and he's just going like this. He's not playing pinball, he's just kind of humping it. He deserves an award. But I digress. Geena's portrayal of Thelma, with a deep sense of longing combined with an aching vulnerability, almost conveys a sense of hopefulness at the movie's ending, because even though they didn't get away with it, both women were able to taste in life what they may not have otherwise. A sense of power, a sense of control, and a few moments of absolute freedom. Do I think Geena Davis deserves an Oscar for her Southern accent? Maybe not. Do I think she totally stole the movie from Susan Sarandon? Not necessarily. Do I think she deserves an Oscar for this moment? Absolutely. Congratulations, Geena.